Chapter 68, Chapter 31 Skydome at Pigmentia Grand Academy is a large multi-purpose dome-shaped building that has 7 floors inside. The students' classroom, teachers, and principals' rooms are in the building. Likewise, the training area, which is currently filled with students. The Academy's training area was shaped like a coliseum. The place can even be used by 3 classes at once, with 100 each. The students are seated in groups according to their class, and Class D, which is Zeal's class, gets a seat not far from the entrance of the training area. Because of that, every class that enters the training area will pass where the Class D students are sitting. Oh, is this Miss Kalia, who chose to be the homeroom teacher of Class D? The person who spoke to her was Elvis Donnell, who was also a teacher at the Academy and was the homeroom teacher of Class C. Kalia, who doesn't talk much to other people, just nodded slightly at him, and returned to focus on the training area, which was still empty because of the match hadn't started yet. And that's because all the classes are not present. The classes that have arrived there are Class D, Class E, with homeroom teachers Ray Brandon, Class F with homeroom teacher Gustav Clorcio, and was currently talking to Kalia was Class C with homeroom teacher Elvis Donnell. Cold as usual. Too bad, the only homeroom teacher for Class D. Elvis and his students walked past Class D. Elvis just shook his head while his students laughed scornfully at Class D. The Class D students were annoyed and wanted to retaliate against them, but they are soon stopped by Kalia. Stop it. There's no point in you guys serving them here. If you want, you can try defeating them in the training area. Kalia doesn't care at all that Class C or his homeroom teacher does. But teacher, what does he mean by you choosing to be the homeroom teacher for Class D? Didn't the principal decide that? One of the curious students asked her. You don't have to think about the words. Kalia doesn't know how to explain it. Then she glanced at Zeal, who was sitting with his eyes closed, and remembered what happened in the principal office. Before the new students' admission ceremony, the teachers who will be on duty are gathered in the principal office. The principal of the Academy, who was also a sage, Marlek Donovan, was a middle-aged man with long black hair that was neatly tied in the middle. He is a person who was specially appointed by the 5 human kings to manage the Academy. He has authority over kings when the Academy. I summoned all of you here regarding the students who have been accepted into the Academy. The following is the class and who will be the homeroom teacher. Marlek said in a deep and dignified voice. He waved his hands, and a small screen appeared in front of each teacher. Class S, Flavio Hendrik. Class A, Calvia Vanitia. Class B, Beatrix Artifica. Class C, Elvis Donnell. Class D, Ashley Ariano. Class E, Ryan Brandon. Class F, Christoph Closio. Can I assume you all agree? Saying no one speaks, Marlek assumed they're all accepted, but someone suddenly raised their hand. Oh, what's wrong, Kalia? Marlek was slightly surprised by Kalia, who suddenly raised her hand. He had known her for quite a while since her traveled around the world. Kalia, he knows, is a quiet girl who doesn't complain much, let alone raise objections. This time she seemed to have something to say. Can I swap classes with another teacher? She asked Marlik after checking the list of students in her class. You can, but you have to get approved from the homeroom teacher in charge of the class. Marlik nodded in response as Marlik said the class exchange requires an agreement from both parties. If one party doesn't agree, then she can't change her class. I see. But may I have a look at the list of students from the other classes? Kalia still doesn't know which class he belongs to. Of course. After Marlik said that another 6 screens appeared in front of Kalia. Kalia is focused on checking the list of students one by one, starting from class S. She thinks that Zil might get the highest score in the exam, even though Kalia knows he's holding back during the exam. If I'm not mistaken, his name is Ken Nishichaki. She searched to the end of the class S list but still couldn't find his name. Then she started searching again from class B because she had checked class A before. She kept looking for it until she finally found the name in class D. Class D? What is his real name? The other woman is also dangerous. If I'm not mistaken, her name is Lilith. She is class S, and it seems she had an equally dangerous friend. Kalia muttered in her heart and then shook her hand to draw away the unnecessary thoughts. She would tell the homeroom teachers from class S to watch out for them. I want to swap with class D. Kalia looked at the silver-haired beauty Ashley Ariana. What? Everyone who was there was shocked, including Marlik, after hearing what Kalia said. Marlik thought Kalia would swap with class S, but unexpectedly she chose class D, which was 3 levels below her current level. All the teachers immediately looked at the list of class D students, trying to find out if there were any interesting students there that made Kalia choose that class. But I found nothing. The grades of the students in class D are only average. But there was one person who narrowed her eyes at the name in class D. Beatrix Artevica was also Kalia's aunt, and the magic teacher looked at the name Ken Nijisaki on the list. Couldn't be him. She immediately shook her head to get rid of her thought. For 1 year she lived together in the same mansion. Beatrix tried to find out the truth about Zeal, but she did not get any results and her efforts were in vain. That's why she was sure that their strength matched what the castle had said. You could say Zeal is just mediocre. Can you tell me the reason? Marlik woke up first from his shock. Asked Kalia seriously. Sorry, but I can't tell you right now. Kalia shook her head and smiled apologetically. Are you sure you want to be switched in a class below you? I'm willing to stop it for class S if you want. A handsome man with golden hair and homeroom teacher from class S. Flavio Hendricchio smiled broadly, offering his class. Sorry, but I just want to change it for class D. Ashley, do you want to swap it with me? Kalia refused Flavio's offer and looks at Ashley Ariana, the homeroom teacher of class D. Are you sure you want to exchange it for class D? I think Flavio's offer is more tempting. Ashley became confused after listening to their conversation. Kalia adamantly refused to swap her class from 4 and class S, just like students who get privileges. So do teachers. The higher the class, the more privileges you get. And Kalia just rejected the class and instead exchanges it for a lower class. No, I just want to swap it with your class, so do you want it or not? Kalia looks determined to exchange it for Class D. Okay, I will. Suppose I will exchange my class with Kalia. Ashley then gave her approval to Marlik. Well, if you agree to it, is there anyone else who wants to change classes? If not, then all of you may go. Marlik looked at the 7 teachers in front of him. Since they all accepted it, the only thing left is to prepare for the ceremony later. Kalia, you stay here. There's something I want to ask. Marlik stopped Kalia, who was about to leave the room. Okay. Kalia answered him currently and returned to her place. After all, the teachers except Kalia have left the room. Marlik immediately asked what he was curious about. What's the reason you swapped your class for Class D? What are you looking for from that class? He looked at Kalia seriously. I've said it before, I tell you when the time is right. Kalia refused to say the purpose. You're just as stubborn as your mother, Kalia. No, Kalia. Marlik took a deep breath and leaned his back against the chair. I'm giving up that name. My current name is Kalia. And if there's nothing else you want to talk to me, then I'll go, because I have other business to do. Excuse me. Kalia immediately left the place without waiting for an answer from Marlik. The training area in the Sky Dome building is currently filled with students from the 7 classes of the Academy. They are all gathered together from combat practices. Instead of combat practice, the winner can take place in the class of the loser. Then, as if the loser's class is higher than the winner, please attention. Suddenly appeared a middle-aged man with a short black hair in the middle of the training area. He wore a golden armor and looked like a hero. On his back, he carried a large sword that looked very heavy. My name is Edgard Galatin. I am the master of the Golden Tower, where you guys learn swordsmanship. He raised his great sword and plunged it in the ground. The training area trembled slightly as the sword stuck to the ground. The students panicked because suddenly the room shook. Also, many of those who were knights were amazed by the power that Edgard showed. I'm not going to go into further details. I'm sure you heard from your homeroom teachers. The rules is that those of you who want to fight can come down here and challenge the person on the big list in front of you. The person being challenged must accept, otherwise it will be considered surrender, and his place in the class will be replaced by the challenger. Edgard looked at the students around the training area. Then a large screen appeared containing the class and a list of students in it. The order of students is based on academic examinations results. Well then, match begins. Edgar's voice shouted throughout the training area, signaling the start of the inter-class competition.